let's go around the table first for a quick gut answer. Like, just answer the question with no comments, and then we'll go to some more comments. How did you take his statement? Was it calculated and a PR stunt, or was it refreshing and meaningful? Lee.
PR stunt all day long.
Okay. Ken. I know what you think.
PR stunt in a way to denigrate ex-players who have an opinion on it.
Okay. Ola.
Yeah, I think it's a PR stunt as well. That's been the MO of the last few days. So PR is definitely a PR stunt there.
All right, and Andy.
I think I texted you last night, so I'm by myself here, saying my penis got a little harder for Mesut Ozil after that, and I'll give my reason why later. But it made me happy.
And you're not alone because and maybe us Americans are a little softer, but to me, I think it was both, but I found it to be more refreshing and meaningful, and here's why. And I realize that I'm maybe a sucker or but whatever. This is my opinion. I've commented repeatedly that part of my frustration with Alexis and his situation are the mixed messages that he sends with his body language, the ambiguous comments and actions. I mean, he even, like half an hour before we started this podcast, he did this whole thing on Instagram, from what I understand, because I don't have Instagram, where these were like phrases of inspiration and stuff, and everyone else is just debating. What do you think? Was he talking about Chile? Was this have anything to do with Arsenal? What's going on? And he does that. Ambiguous comments. The fact that he's done nothing to publicly address his feelings for the club. We now wonder whether he's just going to walk around throwing strops all season, sandbag, play not to get hurt, not play at all. And as a result, I think he can go fuck himself as well. I mean, there's a growing number of people I think that can go fuck themselves. So to me, I think I have great respect for him coming out as he has, and he often does this. This isn't the first time, and sharing his feelings. And yes, I know that those feelings are carefully crafted. I know they're run through a publicist. I do believe they're his words. I don't believe that it's just like someone else's creation that he's putting his name on. But that's the way sports are these days. I mean, people sometimes have to say and do the right things to make people happy. And for me, I appreciate him going on record. I appreciate him acknowledging supporters and ex-Gunners, and in fact, standing up and challenging them to support the club. I don't necessarily agree that it's a black and white situation where you're either supporting or not supporting because of what you say, but I appreciate him getting stuck in there. And, what he was missing was any kind of statement that he intends to renew his contract. And in fact, he weakened his language from past interviews about wanting to re-sign his contract, which was notable. So I can see why people would say, that sounds nice, but I'd rather see end product on the pitch. But overall, I thought it was refreshing, and it was something that I needed to hear. And maybe he wants to separate himself from Alexis as far as his approach to the same outcome. Maybe that's true, but I think it was a positive. Andy, what do you think?
The reason why I'm positive about the message is because there's just been so much silence from within the club and from our current players that I appreciate someone at least coming out. I 100% agree with a lot of what our legends are saying. I kind of like Righty's perspective of looking at the board and the manager rather than the players. I know Petit came out and had that children and babies comment, which I think was what drove Ozil to his current comments. But if you look at statistics, and because I know a lot of people have said, show us on the pitch, don't talk Ozil. Well, he has showed us on the pitch because most Premier League chances created since 2013, Ozil's first, Eriksen second, Hazard's third. Most league assists since he started, Ozil first, Eriksen second, Fabregas third. Most possession won in the final third of a pitch last season, Eden Hazard first, Ozil second. Most distance covered by a player on Arsenal during the season, Ozil second. He's constantly on top of a lot of these lists, so he is showing us on the pitch. And I think for me, and we can go to Kenny next, 'cause I know he's passionate about this and he'll have complete opposite to say, but for me, he is showing us on the pitch. I completely agree with Kenny. I think Arsenal's not utilizing him correctly. We should have built this team around Ozil. But on the flip side of that, if I'm Mesut Ozil and I go out and I say that, then I follow it up with, I'm about to sign an extension because I want to become a club legend. I want to be positive about this club. I want to take them the next direction, and I want him to come out and say, play to my strengths. I'm one of the greatest number 10s in the world. Put the players around me, and let's go out and fucking do it.
Yep.
Kenny.
So Ken, let's tear down all of our comments.
First and foremost about Mesut Ozil, everyone knows my feelings on Mesut Ozil. That I generally believe that he's not suited to English football. I think Arsene Wenger has mismanaged his career in terms of if you want Mesut Ozil to thrive, you have to have two plans for him. The plan A is the one that he was using to relative success, and a really good success actually, was playing Santiago Cazorla in the team. and what happened is that, in my opinion, Santiago Cazorla is our best player, most technical player. It's like I said, he moves the ball a lot quicker than Xhaka. Because you look at Xhaka looks up, plays a long pass or short pass. Santiago Cazorla will do 1-2s, runs with the ball. Sometimes he gives it straight. He's got variations to it, how he distributes the pass. Look, and like I said, he stops Mesut Ozil from coming into the midfield. The ball gets quickly, and Mesut Ozil, he's able to find Mesut Ozil in the last third. So that's plan A. Plan B would be to have two rock-solid midfielders, like someone like, Bakayoko of Chelsea or N'Golo Kante, alongside Mesut Ozil, says, right, there you go. We're protecting you. We don't want you coming back and clogging up in the field. You're in that last third. Do your magic. And if any players run off the ball, you just stay where you are. We'll cover your spaces. That's how we do it. Unfortunately, Arsene Wenger has to have three number 10s in his midfield, and ask one of those number 10s to hold the play when we don't have the ball. But that's how bizarre Arsene Wenger's tactics are. But in terms of that's why I've got frustrated Mesut. However, away from home, he doesn't do it for us. He hasn't done it for us in quite a while, if ever. I can't think of a big away game where he's grabbed it by a scruff of the neck and be the man of the match.
So how do the comments make you feel?
But in terms of comments, it was bad timing. Really bad timing. If he said this in July, not a problem. But we just had a really bad transfer window where we're none the wiser. People are very angry because, we haven't bought the players that we needed. There was just to and fro for Alexis. We know Alexis doesn't want to be here, to the extent that Arsenal were prepared to sell him for 60 million. They wanted him out. Arsenal briefed against Alexis to the media, leaked stories about how he's disrupting the dressing room and how he's falling out with the players and how he doesn't turn up the train on time in the event that he was going to leave the club. So we've had all that, and then Mesut Ozil comes out of that. Plus, he hasn't signed a contract. So in terms of his timing, it's really bad. If he signed a contract...
It was timed based on his anniversary, I think, of the signing. But you're right, you're right.
But the timing was just wrong in terms of that thing. Because at the end of the day, why do you celebrate a 4-year anniversary? The special anniversary is your 5th anniversary, your 10th anniversary, and your 25th anniversary, not your 4-year anniversary. His timing was impeccable. The only reason why Ozil came out with this message is because he's been getting criticism from ex-players. He's trying to criticise Tony Mike Keown, because Mike Keown was the ex-gunner that had a go at him, match BT Sport. Well, I've got something to say to Mesut Ozil, if you indulge me. Mesut, 3 FA Cups, Martin Keown, 2 doubles, an invincible, and an FA Cup. Put that in the onion bag. And let's look at the scores there. Martin Keown has got the best interests at Arsenal Football Club at heart. Ex-players are going to be having an opinion because guess what? They are now pundits. And you cannot lie to the fans, okay? We as fans watch these games. Mike, you've come to games live. So have you, Andy. Lee, you're a season ticket. Ola, you're a silver member. You go to games. I see all of you at games. You can't lie to an Arsenal fan. it would be the greatest insult to our intelligence if we didn't hold Mesut Ozil to task for his performances. And I just feel that Mesut Ozil is playing a fantastic game, a PR game, where he's thinking, right, I'm Arsenal's best player, and if you want me to play better, you better not. That horrible man, that Martin Keown and all these ex-players better not slag me off because I don't like it. So what will happen now is that Martin Keown's going to get abuse now because of that rubbish that Mesut Ozil's come out with, and so would Manu Petit's going to get abuse. So everything they've done for the club now is forgotten now because they've had the temerity to say what we've all been thinking and all been saying in the pubs, in our offices, and on podcasts like this. So I think Mesut Ozil's played a blinder. But let's get something straight. You ain't fooled me, mate. I'm onto you and I'm watching you with my beady little eye.
I think his eyes are a little beady as well. But yeah, that's about what I expected based on what I saw on Twitter. Very well stated, very fair. I just don't want to be a hypocrite because I demand more communication from people. And when they don't communicate at all, it bugs me. But I see and agree, and I can understand everything you're saying, Kenny. Anyone else want to chime in? Ola, Lee.
I just feel like. Do you think as fans, though, we deserve? Do you think like the club? Obviously, the club are not going to tell us nothing. But do you feel that as a fan we do deserve that? Because you get a lot of people saying, well, we're only fans.
Deserve what? To be communicated with by the players?
Yeah. Do we deserve to be communicated to as a fan? Or should we
think so.
Get on with it and just be supporters?
I mean, the way Arsenal's treated fans over the years, it's like we're in a bloody MI5, MI6 kind of building and it's on a need-to-know type of basis. And even when it's on a need-to-know type of basis, we still don't get to know anything, and we left with speculations year in, year out on what's going on with our club. And if a lot of the things that you was there with us, Mike, last season when we was at Crystal Palace, and you saw that game, but we all knew there was something going on in the dressing room. You could tell. I don't know how it got brought back on the road, but the players. They down tools, and you could see a lot of it. You could see other clubs. When it happens at other clubs, they actually come out and they air it out. Look at what happened with Payet at West Ham last season. If that was Arsenal, they'll be keeping everything what Payet was saying on the wraps. But Bilic came out and outed Payet and said, "Look, the player doesn't want to be here anymore. It's not playing for us anymore. And when we get somebody that wants to buy him and meets his valuation by the club, he will be sold." And that was it. But if that was the Arsenal, I guarantee you we would not know a single thing. They won't tell us anything. They never do.
Oh.
And
we'd be hearing from Wenger that he's still committed to the club. He's under contract.
This is the thing, and this is what we've had to put through. I mean, to put up with us as fans. We go whenever we want to go spend our hard-earned money, and they don't tell us anything. Forget the transfer and the tactics and stuff that goes with not letting your competitors know who you're trying to sign and stuff. I understand that part of things, but there's other things that concerns the fans. In terms of day to day, maybe not so much day to day running of the club, but quite a lot of things that concerns the fans, and the club doesn't let us know anything. We have no idea about what's going on at the club. And, I think, as Lee is saying earlier on, and Kenny, I think the fans deserve a lot more than how we've been treated over the years. It's absolute criminal. It's criminal.
I think so too.
The thing is, guys, right, if you notice, right, that the players are communicating with us, all these Instagram photos that they release after a win, and all these Twitter things, it's PR. The club wants them to do it. Every footballer nowadays has a Twitter account, and they all get a blue tick because what's happening is they represent. Because the reason why they get blue ticks or any is because it's advertising. So if I was playing for Arsenal, I'll get a blue tick regardless of the amount of followers because I've got a trending topic. Advertisers will use my Twitter account and my Instagram account. And the club loves that because it's more publicity, more advertising for Arsenal. Yeah. And it's like that at every club. So they are communicating with us in certain ways. But as you can imagine, there are certain things that fans can't know. And
Ken, is it better to have? I understand and agree that the communication that comes through social media from the players these days is polished. It's checked over 5 times before it goes out, and in most of the cases, it may not represent the reality. But is it better to not have any of that communication, or is it better to have that kind of public presentation of communication? Because then you can hold players accountable for the things that are said, or hold the team accountable for the things that are said. 6 months from now, if Ozil is doing an ox and saying, I'm going to sign a pre-contract with Werder Bremen or whatever, to get out of here, and he starts, really dogging it in games and stuff, then we can look back and say, look, asshole, this is what you said 6 months ago, and you were just full of shit. So, I mean, I don't take the comments at face value, but I think the sharing of them is important to get a sense of where we are, and ultimately to hold people accountable for that. And that's the value I place on them. I know that was a couch statement that was written by 8 people, but I still rather see that than what Alexis is doing.
Well, mate, you're right. I think the thing is, right, in terms of footballers nowadays, is that back in the day when there was no social media, you got as good as a no comment whenever they spoke to you. And I think what it is that they were very they gave nothing away during their interviews, and even when they had a magazine spread, you gave nothing away. Then when they retired and when they had their authorised biographies and they want to make money, all this stuff about dressing room secrets are sacrosanct, and no one should ever talk about what's going on in the dressing rooms. That's exactly what they do when they're trying to sell their authorised biographies. Yeah. And I think what you're going to find is that you are going to get communication, but at the end of the day, you have to be part of a dressing room. And as much as you like it, it's that you've got to go into battle with someone. Now, if you're criticising that person publicly, then it's not good for team spirit for you to do that. As much as it appeases the fans, as much as you do it, at the end of the day, we have to win football matches. We have to win trophies. We can't win trophies if members of our team are going to the media or communicating with fans and leaking stories. Because, as you all know, in the dressing rooms, everything's said at heat of the moment, whether you like it or not. And then you shake hands, and then you move on, and it's the next match. But if you say it publicly, then it's there, and you can't get past that. And I personally think that any footballer nowadays is an absolute fool if he bears his soul on social media or gets caught, in some sort of massage parlour somewhere, because everyone wants to be a...
You're equating this.
But it's true. Everyone wants to be a documentary maker.
How bad would it be if he actually confides in his massage person while he's having a happy ending about what's going on?
The only reason why he's going to be confiding in it is if he was caught in the first place, and basically his PR man said, get your story out there quickly. Apart from that, any footballer should know full well that everyone's got, like I said, an Android phone or an ISO device, which means we can all be documentary makers if we wanted to be. And if we're documentary makers, you're making a fool of yourself and ruining your career, we could put you in a spot of bother. So any footballer, if I'm a footballer, watch your back. Seriously.
Yeah. Or you might end up in a vlog somewhere.